Today, I'm taking the first step in overcoming perfection paralysis. Creating content is something that I've wanted to do for a while, and there's always been something there to stop me from finishing, posting, editing. It's a lot, and I think a lot of people go through the same. You come up with an idea, you might even record it, write it, get to the editing booth, and something just stops you. That something being the feeling of failure, the worry that it's not good enough, that you aren't doing your ideas justice, or that simply you think that it's not worth being out there. I personally always get caught up in the idea that the first video or content or piece that I produce has to be absolutely perfect. It has to look like those other videos that I see on YouTube and I watch and enjoy. Anything less than that, and I daren't publish it. And that stops me in many aspects of life, not just in content creation. But I feel this is a part of my life that I can have control over. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. What perfection paralysis is, how do we overcome it, and what does the future look like for us? Now, perfection paralysis, from my point of view, is exactly what I've said. It's thinking that if anything is less than perfect, that it's not worth doing. This could be in videos, this could be in home life, in work life. You know, you might, for instance, start a routine. You say, this is the day that I'm going to start drinking more water. And 3 or 4 days in, you have a little hiccup and you forget. And you stop and you think, there's no point in carrying on. I've ruined it. I can't ever get to that point where I'm perfect. And I think it holds a lot more people back than we realise. Now, YouTube and content in general is a good place to start, because I feel like a lot of people have these ideas that they want to be a creator. They want to put stuff out into the world and see people interact with it and resonate with it, and really feel like it's made an impact. But there's just so many hurdles to get to that point. It can even sort of sprout up in hobbies. If you're anything like me, you go through hobbies regularly. You start a hobby, you're really excited to take that plunge into that universe. You do all the research, you get going, and the first thing you do is realise that you're not any good. Or you're not as good as other people you've seen do it, who have been doing it for years, probably. And so you think, what's the point? I won't ever be able to be at the level that they are. I won't ever be able to be at a level that I'm happy with. So to save myself from the disappointment of failure and the disappointment of producing something I'm not happy with, just don't start. And that's where we're at today. And that's what this video is. Like I say, I've had plenty of ideas of videos and channels and things that I want to do on the platform and beyond. And I've stopped because I'm putting so many barriers in place for myself. So I thought, I want to get something out, even if it's not perfect, even if no one sees it, just to say, I have done it. I've gone from start to finish, and I've created something. And it's not perfect, but it's something that I can learn from. And I would say that's the first step to take. Identify something small and see it through to its completion. Now, when that comes to creation specifically, in this video, I'm not showing my face. I'm not doing any fancy editing that I love seeing on other videos. It is just simple as can be. I've cut out all of those steps, those hurdles that could cause me to fall. This is the very simplest thing I could think of putting out into the world just to say I've done it. And it's important when we look at failures that we realise that they are learning curves. Every time that you do something and you're not happy with it, or you perceive it as a failure, there are lessons that you can take from that journey. And so your next one might be a little bit better. It might take you 4, 5, 6, 7 plus videos or pieces of content to be even remotely where you are happy with it. But if you don't ever start, you won't ever get to that position. And I think if it's truly something that you care about, something that you want to do, you have to push through that uncomfortable portion where you may look slightly silly, where you might not have anyone watch or listen. But if you keep at it, if you keep persistent, you will eventually get to a point where you are happy. And I would say, looking inward, you need to realise that good enough is good. That might sound silly. It's true. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be good enough. And I think also what we do is we get so caught up in seeing other people and seeing what they produce and you know, watching your favourite YouTubers and seeing what they do and thinking, I need to be like that. I need to be like them. And if I'm not, there's no point. Stay focused on what you're doing and see things through to completion. And this is a very small video, but this is my first step. I'm not out of the woods. I still make mistakes and I still find myself suppressing me by putting these barriers in place. And as much of this is a help for you guys out there in the same situation, it's a help for me. This is my first step in breaking the chain of perfection paralysis. And it's a small step, but it's a step nonetheless. And I know that as much as I don't like talking to myself in an empty room and overlaying that over Borderlands gameplay, if this is the step that I need to take to get to where I want to be, it'll be worth it. And I find some comfort in that. And maybe sometime down the line I can look back on this video and give it the credit that it's due. Despite its imperfections, it's my first step on this journey. And I hope you too can take that first step in whatever it may be. It may be writing, it might be in the creative arts, drawing or creating something, videos, it might be in work, it might be in your hobby, picking something back up that you tossed away because you weren't immediately good. Pick it back up and take those small steps. And if this has helped you or prompted you to make something, I would love to hear about it. Now, in terms of the future of this channel, who knows, this may be the only video that I ever create. Or I might produce more. And I might be happy with what I produce. So who knows? Stick around if you wish. And it'll be interesting to see where this journey takes me.